Hey there fans, welcome to a special edition of Prime Animations where we're going to be taking a look at the action figure R.E.D. Robots Enhanced Design Arcee. It was announced last year this figure was coming out with a bunch of other action figures, some from the Beast Wars line, some from the G1 line. I could not wait to pick up this Arcee action figure because everybody knows that I'm such a big fan of the Transformers Prime universe. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Before we get started, shout out to Mixopix for sending us this action figure. Saved me the trouble of having to look for it. Mixopix does a bunch of action figure reviews, so I'll put a link to his channel so you can go ahead and check him out and see some of the action figures that he reviews. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, it's been a while since we've done any type of action figure review. The last time it was last year. We started out with some of the Netflix series action figures, but like I mentioned, I kind of stopped collecting those just because they were too G1 reminiscent, which is fine if we're doing that type of thing. But if we're trying to modernize things, I think it shouldn't the faction figures shouldn't have been as boxy and bulky as they were. That's just my personal opinion. I think the last action figure we did was Iron Pioneer. Awesome model kit, not really an action figure. In my opinion, it was more like a model kit. At least that's how it felt. But it was pretty cool nonetheless. So here we are, getting ready to dive into R.E.D. Arcee. As you can see here in the package at the front, we've got a nice image of Arcee. She looks absolutely beautiful. Love the design. As one of my favorite, if not my actual favorite character from the show, I really love this illustration here of Arcee. Captures it really nice. Turning on over to the back, we see all the different things that, all the different accessories that she comes with. We've got her cannons, we've got her blades. I think it looks like there's an energon cube or a dark energon cube that comes with her. Not really quite sure. And then maybe a slash effect from when she slashes somebody. So not really quite sure what that is, but we'll dive into it. Over here in the panel again, you see some of the or you see those accessories. Now I'm noticing here this has gray and not really purple. So not too sure why it's this funky gray. It kind of mixes in with everything else. If it were to be like the sparks from the slash that her blades create when it's metal against metal, maybe a nice yellow would have been, yellow-orange would have been the color to go with there. And then you can see the dark energon cube down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and open her up and let's dive into her and see what she's all about. All right, so here's Arcee in all her glory. Really nice looking figure. Like all the details that we're seeing within this particular action figure. I'm going to adjust the lighting here so we can zoom in on her, on just specifically her, so we get some more of that detail showing through. So as you guys can see here, a lot of detail within this action figure itself. The back is done exactly the way the show is. Little wheel hanging out from the back. We've got her wing flaps coming out from the back. Again, the midsection here with all the details, the panels overlapping, really nice. And this particular figure is a little bit floppy in the legs area, just a tiny bit. It's not as sturdy as I would like it to be. But overall, nice articulation here within the feet. We've got the bands coming over. Again, metal, overlapping metal, with which I really do like, and that's something that you can credit the Bayverse movies too, right? They had metal overlapping metal, which makes the design a lot cooler. Got her little wheel coming in through the back there of her shin. It's protected here with the details in the back. Really nice looking piece. Not a whole lot to complain about on my particular action figure. I saw some quality issues in some earlier reviews with some of the other folks, but I gotta be honest with you, this one doesn't seem to have that issue. Moving stuff around here so I can make some room. So if we take a look at her, I'm going to try and zoom in here. Abdomen area, we've got again some really nice detail going on. As far as articulation goes, she can rotate her shoulders around pretty good. We've got some articulation at the elbow, some articulation here in the hand area. Neck slightly goes up and down, goes side to side, right to left, but pretty nicely. We've got some thigh or hip action here. We've got some knee joints here and a little bit of a toe joint here, which is really nice. Should add for some extra posability. Pretty nice looking features overall. as far as like the modeling of this action figure. Really do enjoy things that come out of the Prime universe, right? I just got some, or I just heard last week that they're possibly going to do an Optimus Prime and a Megatron from the Transformers Prime series, which I'm really excited about. I'm also excited about the Beast Wars one. I will be picking up a Cheetor when I find it, but my main concern, based on what I'm seeing from the G1 action figures that have come out from this line, is the fact that they're all the same size. That's a concern for me, right? Because we're talking about Arcee should be pretty small in comparison to Optimus Prime, and then what we've got to do is, if they're pretty much the same size, then that's going to cause an issue when you want to, pose them up on your shelf next to each other as far as, size comparison goes. Arcee maybe should have been a little bit smaller. Maybe she could have came with a RAF action, not a RAF, excuse me, a Jack action figure to kind of compensate, right, for the price. And then obviously Megatron and Optimus would have been big, or hopefully they'll do a bigger size. I don't know. I doubt it. But it would be nice if the height of the action figures were taken into account when making these. But overall, she looks pretty nice. She looks pretty awesome. I like her. Can't wait to mess around with her accessories and pose her up. So we'll get into that next. All right, so here is Arcee with her twin blasters. Basically, remove the hands. As I'm looking at these hands, I'm not too crazy about the hands. They look like she's actually firing a gun. Now, she doesn't come with a gun. These blasters actually go into the forearm holes that are in here. But this kind of looks like she's about to hold a gun, which I've never seen Arcee actually hold a gun. If maybe some of the future action figures came with a gun, maybe. But again, the Prime Universe isn't really known for that stuff. Their weapons are usually integrated within their forearms, which kind of makes sense if they're robots. It's one of the cool things I did like about the Transformers Prime series, is the fact that their weapons, both short range and long range, pretty much came out of their forearms. There were some exceptions like Wheeljack, who had swords, and Skyquake, who had like a minigun, right, that would come out of his back, and so on and so forth, right? But they carried it with them, was the main thing. But nice quality here on the swords, or excuse me, on the blasters. Good level of detail in here. I do like this, but to be quite honest with you, as I'm looking at it with these guns, usually Arcee has a serious face when she's got these bad boys out. This particular look here that Arcee has, it's too docile, it's too friendly, it's too nice. Would have been cool to have an extra head to swap out, so when she's angry or ready for action, more of an intense look than what she has here to go along with the firearm. But very cool nonetheless. I really like the fact that she's got two of them. I knew she would be ready to rumble whenever these bad boys came out, so pretty nice. I like it so far. We'll go ahead and stop it here, and we'll switch out for the arm blades. All right, so here we've got Arcee with her, I like to call them short-range weapons. She's got her blades coming out of her forearms. They peg in really easy, really nice. I really like them. I like the level of detail. I would have liked some additional paint app. If I'm not mistaken, she's got a ridge of blue that happens in the actual show. I could be mistaken, but a little bit more color in here would have been really nice to distinguish. We've got some color in the blaster. It's real minimal. I would have liked to seen some additional color here too, but at least there's some light and dark gray within the blaster itself. At the very least, I would have liked to have seen some dark area in here. And then this would have been light. I don't like the fact that the hand and the color here are the same. I think that a more of a metallic look would have been good, would have been nice. Think about it, metallic paint would have been good all around on lots of different aspects of this action figure. But it is what it is. Overall, it's not bad. I like it. And if we take one of these effects here, I'm going to try and slide it in, see how easy it is. Let's see how it works here. Okay, so we've got that there. So it looks kind of weird, gray on gray like that. Again, I think different color app would have been good. Give it that. Traditionally, Sparks have like a yellow orange type of a feel to it. I know gradients are kind of hard to do on action figures, but you know, somewhere along those lines, even if it was a yellow orange, would have been nice. Again, I'm assuming that's given the impression that she's swiping at something. So that's there. I honestly don't really like it. That's one accessory I think I could have done without. I would have liked to have seen maybe a blaster come out of here. You know, a lot of action figures from the Marvel universe are coming with effects, like their power effects, so you get some of that. And I think maybe a blaster effect out of here would have been really nice. Overall, again, I really like her. I like the fact that it's a show accurate action figure, even though it's non-transformable. That's okay based on what the line is, right? So I really like it. I would say out of a 10, I would give this action figure maybe about a 7, arguably an 8. I think for what it is, it's a good action figure. My legs are a little bit wobbly here. I would have liked to have had a little bit sturdier legs. Maybe it's just my particular action figure. The ones that maybe somebody else got were different. Articulation wise, it's good, solid. Nothing that I could see that needed to be added onto it. You know, we've got the mid, a little bit of a twist in the midsection. We've got some slight hip rotation, right, and all the other points that I covered. So as far as articulation goes, it's what it needs, right? As far as paint app, it looks a little opaque to me. Maybe some metallic somewhere would have been nice. Paint app definitely could have used some more paint app within the blades here, within the close range weapons, as well as the long range weapons. But at least the long range weapons have some contrast between the light and the dark grays, right? At the very least, we could have gotten that here. But I think a little bit more detail would have been awesome at the blade level, and as well as the blaster. I think there's some aspects of the blaster that kind of do glow in the show. So maybe some additional details within the blaster itself would have been nice. I'll probably take a stab at it and do some additional paint apps myself. If you guys, again, if you guys have attempted this stuff with your own action figures, whether they be from this line or others, and you know what works best when doing these types of modifications, please let me know. Drop a comment in there. Let me know how to do it, what paint you use, and any other materials. If you need to drop me an email, I would greatly appreciate it, because I think these are plain, and I would really like these to stand out. Again, overall, I would give this action figure an 8, but I think if the size is going to be the same as the Prime and Megatron that are going to come out, then this one really, it'll take a dip for me down to 7. But if it doesn't, I think an 8 is fair enough. It's not supposed to be something that's supposed to blow me out of my seat, but I do love I do love the fact that it's show accurate, right? And the fact that I compose it is pretty awesome. With the actual transforming Arcee, you've got some limitations on the posability based on the kibble that happens in the back, right? She tends to fall backwards a lot, and the legs on that action figure are also wobbly. So I recommend picking this up, to be quite honest with you. It's not bad for the price point. I think it's $20. I want to say. I'm not actually 100% sure. Again, Mixopix sent this over to us as a gift, and again, thank you to Mixopix for doing that. But I think they're around $20 US. So yeah, guys, I like it. Pick it up. Worthwhile, worth to have in the collection. I'll be picking up Cheetor because I am a Beast Wars fan as well. So I'll be looking forward to getting more action figures as this line continues to progress. Hopefully, we'll get a full roster. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks so much for joining in on this action figure review. We'll go ahead and do some more as we get into some more items or some more products come out. Take care. Thanks, everybody. Until all are one. Bye-bye.